Hi, and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is Vlogs About Nothing. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your very busy night to join me. I really do appreciate that. A little bit of something's wrong with my throat because it's been a pretty long day, and in fact, I wanted to take it old school. We used to do these personal vlog diary entries, right? And so we're just going to get right into it. And I wanted to tell you guys in this, personification of this character that I've made, which, by the way, is sometimes the only time I'm comfortable, is in this medium. And so go figure. We all have our own problems, but I did want to talk exclusively right now to myself and into the world, about the last 2 weeks of my life. And, it's pretty inspirational. It's very tragic, as are most things, that provide such inspiration in life. It's really never until after the fact that you kind of begin to realize, what you had. And then I think as you get older, you find that out a lot sooner, even sometimes knowing that that might be the outcome, you feel me? And in fact, this last couple weeks, I had been posting all these videos. I mean, did you guys notice that, like, over the past, since I started re-uploading videos, I caught some feelings, I met a girl on an app and just completely turned my world upside down, as it would be. It was an awesome and interesting and fun experience, I was able to meet somebody on an app that was 14 years younger than me. And so that would tell you guys about some of the backstory of why I had posted some of the videos I, deleted last night, because I was in such anger as a result of destroying, said relationship or whatever. And, I think the saddest part about people like me getting into relationships is that stranger doesn't really know, you feel me, like, obviously, everything and or anything about you. That's like kind of the whole point about dating and stuff. It's just sometimes I feel like people have an unfair shot at making something work that would otherwise just be so magical and spectacular, and so just to kind of in real life document to myself, right? Also, I'm an accountable person, for every dumb thing I've said or for every dumb action that I have, been a part of, you feel me? Like, I'm more than happy to talk about that, it's not so easy to talk to me when I'm feeling a kind of way, and I just think that by far the last 9 years of my life, this has been something that has undoubtedly been here for me, regardless of what, girl or what not girl is in my life, you know what I mean? This has been the constant. And so I really got to get back to that. And so that's why I'm here tonight, and try to be quick and stuff. But obviously, I'm a bit of a mess up sometimes in my own personal life, as I would say, in character here. It's a whole lot easier to make fun of yourself when you're pretending to not really be yourself, just because otherwise it might actually be really sad, and like, seriously, that wouldn't be funny at all. Like, I mean, okay, but yeah, so the last 2 months, I met this young lady on an app, and we started talking, and we had only been official, right? No, for not even 2 weeks now. We would have been 2 weeks on Thursday, though. You feel me? I mean, Jesus, I was like, this. It was by far, I had talked about timing in one of the videos that I deleted, and I'm the type of guy, right? And as my now ex-girlfriend, oh Jesus Christ, would say, like, impulsive. And shout out to all the people who decide to take anger management classes, you know, just because it's always one step closer to making yourself a better person. And I've always been dedicated and committed to making myself a better person. I just never knew that I would fall in love with somebody 14 years younger than me, and I didn't really realize the ramifications of such, you know, like mentally. Like, I didn't really was not aware of exactly how deep it would get, you know, and not just because like I felt a certain type of way, you know, like this girl really liked me. And I mean, I stand before you, you know, dozens of people who collectively watch my video, or sometimes if I get real lucky and it pops off and I put up a Google ad like under 2K, you know, that like I messed this one up. You know, you guys have seen me come in and out of all different kinds of relationships. I mean, there's been instances where we've made this show and, you know, have met a girl. Like, this show is pretty wild. And those are older videos and not inappropriate or anything at all like that. I'm not inferring anything at all like that. I'm just saying that a lot has happened in my life on this show in the last 9 years, there and or about, from here and in Periscope, you know, and I didn't really tell my now ex-girlfriend how important this is to me. And I didn't tell her a lot of things, you know, and that's the thing, is I was so focused on trying to, like, be a certain type of way, you know, that, like, I just kind of lost track of who I was, you know? I mean, just because there was a lot going on, and I was trying to help her out, you know, in any way that I could, and I felt like an old, helpless unk at certain instances, you know, and we got along great, you feel me? Like, IRL was good, you know. I only threw fits and had tantrums when my girl had to leave, you know what I mean? And that was just because there was a really unique living situation, and I mean, I was pretty flexible as to the whole thing, you know. I'd say the last 2 months, I don't know what happened. I do, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about is, you know, when people like me aren't good at expressing their feelings in their personal life, I feel like we project in a way that is really off-putting. You know, it's like literal in that we push people away, right? And that's unfortunate, you know. It really is, because while I can also sit here and, you know, on my soapbox talk about all the really cool things that I've achieved in my life and how those have definitely not helped me get anywhere, you know, in terms of like, I mean, like, just, I'm joking, right? But I've had the pleasure of having a lot of success in my life, truly, and this is not one of those moments for me, you know, and it's bad, and I'm not feeling well, you know, in my personal life, and it's been a battle, right? But, you know, I just needed to come up here and hold myself accountable for my actions, you know what I mean, in terms of just like, wow, that just happened, you know. And I probably used every time somebody had ever, I mean, it was bad. And you know, I don't really, I think when people make mistakes that are bad, that are like super bad, you know, and like really didn't mean to or whatever, they continue to just make it worse, because like it's really hard to save face, you know. It's like you're committed, right? And if not, you just, you know, turn into this mess of a person. You know, it just doesn't really jive well, you know. And so yeah, it's been an interesting last couple months. I mean, for those of you that had been following me before these videos, you know, you guys remember I was out in DC, and then we met Viana. You know, we were talking to somebody long distance for a while, you know, and that was interesting, but obviously it didn't go anywhere, and that was a different time, but that definitely happened. And Jesus, it's already July. The year has gone by really quickly, and I want to just be there for myself, you feel me, in terms of like, Albert, this was something that you should not have messed up. And, here I am picking up the pieces. But shout out to this lovely young woman, because I made her life a living hell the last 24 hours. And I did that because, people push people away because they're afraid of what might happen if they don't, And a big part of that was you hurting me. A bigger part of that was me losing you, which I, in fact, just enabled and helped push on over, And so I will tell you this, guys, you gotta be careful what you wish for in life, because oftentimes you're gonna get it, and then, like, it's just really kind of up to you what you do with it at that point. And I've begun to quickly realize here now that I'm approaching 40 years old. I'm 38, right? But it's just sort of like, you really have to embellish, like, what you perceive to be negative, and like have some silver lining on it, like, so that, like, you don't always focus on the negative things, right? You're not always stuck and caught up in your mind on some dumbness, you feel me? You gotta be flexible. You gotta, not get stuck in that frame of mind. And hopefully next chance I get, next person. I mean, again, at this point, this is one of those things, right? I've read a bunch of research and stuff about, like, how long this takes. I mean, this is science, baby. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just sort of like, how long am I going to sit here and be sad and be depressed and then be able to move on and so forth? And so, anyways, I just thought my character might do a little shout out to recognizing how it would be impossible for me to move forward, not just here in this channel, but in my personal life, if I weren't to acknowledge what had just happened to me and the causation of it, and how I need to be better next time. And that's really all I have for you guys. And in that regard, hey guys, I really appreciate you guys. Listen, it's been an interesting 2 months. I actually, am in the process of re-uploading those videos that I deleted yesterday, finding out that it is more than just a process. I've only ever deleted, now 7 videos in my entire span of making well over 3,000, just under 4,000 videos here for YouTube. And so that was interesting, a lot of firsts for me last night, now that, like, I'm not in character and stuff. And so I didn't know what else to do. I don't ever know what to do, I mean, I host a show called Vlogs About Nothing, you feel me? I mean, I meet girls on dating apps. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I do, and it's that I am really sorry. There's really, when you, again, we just talked about that kind of a thing, like, said some real mean stuff, and you would never even, like, you've been pretty mean to me, but, like, you had been mean to me in different kinds of ways, in girlfriend kinds of ways. And the fact that, I decided to commit to being a certain type of way was not good. And I'm doing good. I hope that you're okay. I'm doing as good as I can be. D is over here chilling and really concerned, actually, about me. And that's understandable, right? The guy's like my bestie or whatever, but he says hello. And anyways, good luck. My now, ex or whatever is moving on, and I congratulate her and I wish her the best of luck. I'm sorry that I didn't do it, and not only did I not, I was a jerk about it. And so I hope that you have really good luck in everything that you do, and I hope that you stay safe, and I hope that if you ever need anything, you always know that I'm here for you. I think at the very least you know that. You just aren't so sure about me. And it's understandable. But again, I'm doing good. I'm sorry. This is pretty standard for me. I mess up everything good that's ever happened to me, and nothing good that I've ever messed up has ever wanted to, come on back around. And I get it. I totally get it. So, I hope that you guys have a really good night. I'm sorry that you guys have found yourself in the middle of, this little self-driven main character syndrome kind of a thing with me this last 2 months or whatever, but I'd have it no other way, and I don't have any regrets, and I am very sorry, and I love her. That's what it is. It's not always fun, and oftentimes it's either one of the two, and I'm sorry that it was not the good one in this case, but that is how I feel. And I hope that you take care. All right, everyone. Bye.